Andre Onana has had a very torrid and horrible time at Manchester United in his last 7 games, excluding the Champions League. Very, very, very horrible. I mean, you could say a lot of things. Some people are saying that let's give him time. Others feel, hey, it's the manager system that's not getting him to perform as expected. Others feel that the players in front of Onana are not helping. I want us to look at what really is the problem, because this is not what United bought. If this is what they exchanged David De Gea for, I think that they made a big mistake. Why is Andre Onana struggling to find his feet at United? Because he has conceded, goals that, for me, I think is uncharacteristic of a goalkeeper. We expected that he's going to be very good to replace David De Gea. We know how good David De Gea is. 14 goals conceded in as little games as possible. 18 in just 10 games. So he's conceding 2 goals per game on the average. That's uncalled for. What's happening?
Now, I don't know.
Should I help you?
Oh, I'm not saying you should help me. Don't worry. Now, when Onana was being bought last season,
40 million.
Yes, with his exploits in Europe, if you were to compare him with most of the goalkeepers in Europe, elite goalkeepers, he would stand out tall, because comparable. If you're comparing him to the other goalkeepers, his shots to save ratio was very high. Even compared to De Gea, his was higher than De Gea. And when he was coming in, one of the reasons why De Gea was let go, like we should state here, it wasn't because De Gea was that bad, or it wasn't because he was old, because he's now 32 or 33 years. And it was because of the fact that Ten Hag was supposedly playing a system which demands that build-up starts with the goalkeeper. And it was a decision that shook the whole world, because De Gea actually was the Golden Globe winner. So he was let go, of which he's still a free agent. But then, when Ten Hag let De Gea go, he forgot that the reason why the whole United defense was a little, should I say, somewhat stable, was because, one, United defense itself had not been good, because if you check the shots that were actually coming to De Gea, and
that he had conceded,
that number of
had conceded.
It was more or less like he was covering for. In fact, he was papering a lot of the cracks which were not visibly seen. You could not see him actually give a lot of passes and the rest, which were the ones that you could say that, okay, then De Gea was not starting the whole attack and blah blah blah. But defensively, he had been formidable, very, very formidable. If you take the defense that De Gea had been the goalkeeper of in the past 5-6 years, let me give you the defense he had. There has been time that he had a defense of Smalling, Evans, Jones, and Ashley Young. He has had the defense of Smalling and Jones. That's left back. The left back that came even before Luke. Okay, let's say Luke Shaw. And you also had Valencia. Then we transitioned to Maguire. Then you also had Smalling or Phil Jones. I'm just giving you the defense that, and all this time, the covering that he had, the defensive midfield he had, was either Carrick, Ander Herrera, Daley Blind, Bastian Schweinsteiger. These are the defensive midfielders he's had over time. And if you watch United games, you realize that he was in a defense or in a post where the number of shots that actually came to him, if you were to compare it with any other goalkeeper, and if you compare it to even the defense of maybe Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, United defense had been leaking over the years. And the time that United defense became very formidable was in the 17-18. That was in Mourinho's second season. And for that season, you realize that United defense became very formidable. That was when they became second. Now, you take it to this time, you are comparing him to Onana. Onana was playing in a system that was a 3-5-2. Or let me say 3-5-2 system.
Are you blaming the system that
I am?
Ten Hag
the first one had to be with the system, because in Inter Milan, he was playing a 3-back of Bastoni, Acerbi. Sometimes there was Stefan de Vrij who would come in. After that, there are 3 midfielders: Barella, Chanahoglu, Mkhitaryan.
Which
Then
the likes of
Dumfries and Dimarco.
Dimarco on the wings.
So if they are defending, they are a 5-back. And if they are a 5-back, Nicolo Barella will come and even join to make it 6.
That I agree with you. I was looking at Inter Milan all throughout last season and in the Champions League.
And they were formidable.
The defense, the midfield is the reason why they played close to about 7 Champions League games. They never conceded.
They never conceded.
It wasn't so much of how good Andre Onana is or was. It was basically because of the shield he had.
Yeah.
I've said that, listen, if you look at that Inter Milan team, and it's still evident this season.
It's still evident.
They are still there. They are still good. It's the reason why, they are on top of the Serie A. That defense is a solid defense. Just oppose that to the defense that Manchester United have this season. There have been so many inconsistencies because of injuries. Today it's Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez. Tomorrow it's Varane and Luxor. The next day it's Varane and there's a lot of inconsistency in that United defense. And it's not just about the inconsistencies. The players there are not top notch.
No.
There's no way you tell me that Lindelof makes into that Inter Milan defense. There's no way you tell me that a player like Maguire makes it there. Even a fit Varane is not so that great a defender because we've seen him and his age, he's aging and all of that. So for me, personally, I want Ten Hag to be held responsible for what we are seeing. Since when did ball-playing goalkeeper become the yardstick for buying a quality?
Even if you say that, when did we start rating keepers based on their ball playing skills,
the ability to play football?
And the greatest goalkeepers we mentioned, forget about Lev Yashin because he started this whole revolution. No one can tell me that Casillas was good with his feet. Courtois is very bad with his feet, but arguably he's the best goalkeeper in the world. The only few goalkeepers that we can probably say they are that good with their feet and that good saving, if you mention Neuer, you can mention Ter Stegen, Alisson,
Edison.
Edison is not even good. I'm saying
he's not even necessarily a good shot
I'm talking about those who are good with their feet and also good
at shot stopping.
You can mention only 3.
Yeah.
But now the goalkeepers over the past 10-15 years, there is Van der Sar. Was he good with his feet? No.
Peter Cech
was no good.
Jean Oblak.
And the last time I realized that there was a comparison for goalkeepers, and they brought in Alisson and they brought in Cech, and somebody had the guts to compare Alisson to Cech. And I'm telling you that a keeper has been in the post and conceded less than 18 goals a season. And you compare that because Alisson can give passes, he can come and head balls into the post.
Before we wrap up, I think that if you lay your bed, how you lay your bed is, the kind of feeling you get.
Of course.
This is how they wanted their bed laid, and they should just enjoy lying in it. When you bring home a firewood infested, and a firewood infested with, insects and maggots, obviously you are inviting lizards into your house. This is what United bargained for. And I think that they've not seen anything yet. This is why I'm saying, if you know Andre Onana, he's not a good shot stopper.
No.
If you know Andre Onana from Ajax, Andre Onana 10, if he gets 10 shots being fired at him, 6 of them will enter the post. He would save at least just 4 or 3. That is the kind of goalkeeper they bargained for, all because of one man's fixation to play a particular way. And can you tell me honestly, since Andre Onana came, how many times have you seen United build up solid play from the back?
That was what I was saying, that if you wanted to build from the back, changing the goalkeeper does not change the whole defense.
So for me, United fans, you can cry wolf all you want. Let's be honest. Let's face the fact here. Andre De Gea had his issues. There's no player that is perfect, but I can trust De Gea to pull out
his
some of those outrageous saves that akin to the reflexes of Casillas and Gianluigi Buffon. These are the levels.
Buffon is not even good with his feet.
Of reflexes. So for me, they let go of a very good goalkeeper,
and he's still a free agent. We just pray that maybe
might not just do the job, but because of ego, Eric Ten Hag will not admit to it. Guys, what do you make of our discussion in relation to Andre Onana? We want to know your comments. I'll be reading your comments in the comment section. We're looking at Andre Onana and this whole United fiasco. Is it the coach? Is it the system? Or it's Onana himself? Let us know what you think. This is Sports 101. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.